Hi, welcome to another Map Business Online video. I had a call this morning from a customer who had an interesting question that I think Map Business Online solves, and I thought I would do a quick video to kind of describe this. I've got a map here with zip codes turned on in map and data, and the city limits turned on. Now, city limits are available up here in this additional map layers where we've got, a bunch of different additional layers that are premium. They're available with the full subscription. So with city limits and zip codes turned on, I am going to zoom into, you can see the city limits here in yellow on top of the zip codes. I'm going to just zoom into like the Boston area, for lack of another area. It's an area I'm familiar with. And the customer had a question about creating a circle with a specific square mile um, content. So let's look at that in terms of how we would calculate a square mile of a polygon or a circle or a drive time query. We'd use these tools up here, which are definitely spatial queries. And in this case, I'm going to go with my circle tool, my radius search. And I'm simply going to create a radius in Boston, in the Boston area. We'll just go out, let's go out like like 15 miles or something like that. So there's a 15-mile radius. Now there's two data sets that are turned on, city limits and zip codes. So if we went in and we queried the zip code layer, and we called that area of interest 1, and we created that zip code layer. Now we've got a group of zip codes that are highlighted on the map that are related to our circle. So there's going to be a little bit of overlap because every circle touches the zip codes, and every zip code is included in the package. So you can see that it's not a perfect circle there. So let's just look at that zip code list. We've called it AOI1. Those are the zip codes in green. We could change the actual color if we wanted to. So I could go in and make them blue. And you can see, behind the city limits, it's all colored in for zip codes. The list of those zip codes is here in my data that's associated with AOI1. But I can go back to more data, click more data down in the bottom corner here, and I'm going to pull demographic data. But what I want to get is way down at the bottom. We're going to call that area square mile, and we're going to bring that over. Maybe I don't want to have a lot of these other superfluous um, data set points or columns in my data, so I can update that. And we've got the area square mile of every zip code now is listed here. We've got 138 zip codes, and I can total that square mile here. So I've got 752.75618 square miles in that particular analysis here on the map. So that blue area. So that's one way that you can approach this. Now we could look at the city limits as well. So I could go back and click the binoculars again, choose city limits, and we could say AOI city 2. And in this case, those cities that are touched by that circle, and you can see them there. And again, we could go in and make that more differentiated if we wanted to in terms of coloring. And now they would represent a certain square mile if I went in and adjusted my demographic data, square mile over here. There it is. And now this is by city. So now you're looking at a total square mile of all the cities that are within that circle at that zoom level. So two different ways of kind of approaching that. And you could also approach this in other ways. So we could go over here and we could maybe think about it in terms of drive time. So maybe we put it in the middle of Worcester and we say it's a drive time of 20 minutes, which is going to create a polygon. Anything that's touched by that polygon, that's a zip code. We'll look at the zip code and we'll name that area of I3, area of interest 3. And now we're going to look at the square miles that are here. They're associated with AOI3 because we've already established this analysis in our first area of interest. And you can see there we are, 608 square miles. You can export this out, use it outside of the application, and in some cases you can work with the tool to establish summary data as well. Now the summary information here for drive time does not include the square mile calculation, just so you can see that. But it is available through the area of interest. That's it for this particular video of Map Business Online. Go to Map Business Online and take our free trial.